Good morning and welcome back to another edition of Rise and Shine Yoga. We're taping the day after Memorial Day, so I hope you had a great holiday weekend. It's sunny outside. I think summer is coming. It's about 80 degrees, so again, I want to welcome you back to another edition of Rise and Shine Yoga. So as we always do, let's sit or come into a seated position at the front of your mat. Your legs can be crossed or they can be straight. And as always, I want you to bring your palms together at the center of your heart. Close your eyes and bow your chin to chest. And I just want you to set an intention or a dedication for your practice. This intention or dedication or offering is a good way to generate good karma, good feelings, good thoughts for the universe and the world. And this intention or offering for your practice can be for anyone. It can be for a friend, or a family member, or someone you just met who's struggling with an illness, whether it be physical, mental, or emotional. And as we set this intention, know that during our practice this morning that you can come back to this intention at any time if your mind starts to wander, if your body's not cooperating the way you would like it to. Just maybe come back to this intention and hopefully that will give you some inspiration to continue with your practice. So with your intention made, let's just bow our chin toward our chest just to seal in that intention, keeping it with us throughout the practice. And then we come back up. We want to get right into a deep yoga breath, deep inhale through the nose. And as we exhale through the nose, we constrict the back of the throat, making a fogging of the mirror sound. Our breath is slow and controlled, nice and smooth. We're not rushing or huffing and puffing our breath during our practice. That's what makes yoga a little bit different than other forms of, quote, exercise. We just are nice and controlled at all times. So continuing with our warm-up, we're going to take our right hand, bring it by our left ear, and then just gently bring the right ear toward the right shoulder. We're not yanking it, we're just bringing it toward the right shoulder, stretching out this left side of the neck. And gently bring your head to center. Take your left hand, bring it over on top of your head to the right ear. And we're just going to gently bring the left ear toward the left shoulder. Again, we're not yanking it, we're just stretching out this right side. And then release, bring your head back to center. And then gently bow your chin to chest, stretching out the back of the neck. And then you bring your head back up. This time I want you to take your arms, bring them behind your back, interlace the fingers, squeeze the shoulder blades together, maybe look up to the sky as we stretch out the front of our chest or our pec area. By stretching out the front of our chest, it's going to help with our breathing. And then release, bring your hands in front of you, interlace the fingers, press them forward, kind of sit back and round the back as we stretch out the upper back. And again, this is going to help with our breathing. And then release. Bring your hands together, interlace the fingers. So we're just going to do some wrist circles. In yoga, we use our hands a lot, so this is a good idea just to warm up the wrists. And rotate the other way. And then release, shake them out. Take your right hand behind your right hip, left hand onto your left knee, onto your right knee. So we twist gently over to the right for our first seated twist of the morning. And then come back to center. Take your left hand behind your left hip, right hand onto the left knee, and gently twisting over to the left, sitting up nice and tall. Your left hand is on the fingertips, so we're not pressing it into the mat. We're just kind of using it for balance. And come back to center. Now we're going to roll and kind of get into a kneeling position. If you have a blanket, you can put it underneath your knees. If not, that's fine. So we're going to start in a kneeling position. We're going to stretch out our top of our feet and our ankles. So our top of our feet are pressed into the mat. We're just going to sit back on our heels, stretching out the tops of our feet, a little bit around the ankles. The farther you lean back, more of a stretch you get, but I'll leave that up to you. And then come back up to a kneeling position. Get on your tippy toes, bring your feet together. And we're just going to sit back on our heels. This time we're stretching out the toes. This isn't a pose that many people do, but it's really good to stretch out our feet, stretch out our toes, since we're always on them, walking or standing or running. And then gently come back up. Come into a tabletop, hands and knees pose. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And we're going to come back into child's pose, sitting back on our heels, extending our arms forward. Very slowly come back up to tabletop. Then make your way to a seated position. Child's pose, as I always say, is the pose of comfort, so I want you to come back to it at any time. This ends our first segment of Rise and Shine Yoga. Take a quick break, get a drink of water, and we'll continue with our warm-up in the next segment. Welcome back to our next segment of Rise and Shine Yoga. We're going to continue with our warm-up. So we're going to roll forward in the tabletop, hands and knees pose. If you have a blanket, you may want to put it underneath your knees. If not, that's fine. Hands are underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're just going to do a few of what we call cat-cows, warming up the spine. So with a flat back, your gaze to the front of the mat. We're going to inhale, drop the belly, lift the head. Exhale. Round the back. Inhale. Drop the belly, lift the head. Exhale. Round the back. Inhale. Drop the belly, lift the head. Exhale. Round the back. Inhale. Drop the belly, lift the head. Exhale. Round the back. Come to a flat back. Bring the big toes of your feet together. Sit back on your heels. Come into child's pose. Very gently come back up. Tabletop, hands and knees. We'll just do a little bit of core and balance work. So, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Inhale, your left arm straight, your left bicep by your left ear, your left thumb pointed up. Then if you'd like, you can extend your right leg back about hip level, toes pointed toward the back of the mat. So this is a combination core and balance. Then release your hand and knee back to the mat. And we'll just do the other side. Inhale your right arm straight, right bicep by your right ear, right thumb pointed up. And then if you want, you can extend your left leg back, toes pointed toward the back of the mat, leg about hip height. And gently bring your hand, knee back to the mat, and come back into child's pose. Slowly come up to hands and knees, tabletop. Bring your knees back a couple inches, lift your hips, uncurl the toes. Press your heels to the mat for our first down dog of the morning. Hands are really pressed into the mat. Head dropped. You may want to pick up one foot, then the other. Don't worry if your heels don't touch the mat. They will eventually. Look between the hands, bend the knees, walk both feet to the front of the mat. Put a big bend in your knees. Let your head drop. Let your arms hang. If you want, you can grab opposing elbows, but you don't have to. And very slowly unwind. Come all the way up to standing. Your arms up to the sky. And exhale, palms together, center of the heart. So continuing with our standing poses, I want you to take a wide step. You'll be wider. Your feet are probably going to be off the mat. You bring your arms out to a T. And ideally, your ankles will be underneath your wrists, but if they're not, no big deal. Inhale and exhale the hands to the waist. You're just going to squeeze the shoulder blades together, do a little back bend. Then exhale, gently fold forward, bringing your hands or fingertips to the middle of the mat. You can have a slight bend in your knees. If your hands don't come to the mat, you can bring them to your shin. Let your head drop. And bring your hands to the waist. Very slowly. Come all the way up to standing. Arms out to a T. In a pose like that, when our head is near the mat, we want to kind of come up slowly so don't get dizzy. So keep your arms out to a T. Inhale. Exhale the hands to the waist. Keeping the hands on the waist. Do a little back bend, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And gently keeping the hands on the waist, fold forward, the head drop. You can have a slight bend in the knees. And with your hands on the waist, try to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Squeeze those elbows together. Very slowly come back up to standing, arms out to a T. Then bring both feet to the front of the mat and bring your palms together at the center of the heart. So before we finish with this segment, I want you to come, spread the feet a little wide. We're just going to finish in a Buddha squat. Feet can be turned out. Your heels may or may not touch the mat. Bring your palms together. And just sit nice and tall. So this ends our next segment of Rise and Shine Yoga. Go take a break, get a drink of water, and we'll see you for our final closing poses and meditation.
Hello, I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Dave Kenny.
And together Dave and I host a program called Minutes by Minute. We discuss what local Oxford and Addison politicians and appointed representatives are doing to make your life happy or miserable by passing laws, ordinances, and regulations that affect you.
We believe that within those political decisions is humor. You just have to hunt for it. For example, did you know there's a local ordinance that allows people to shoot off fireworks 24 hours a day, 365 days a year? But since they can do it, nobody wants to do it.
Catch us Monday through Friday on Charter 191 and ATTU Verse 99, scheduled for 7 a.m., 11 a.m., and 10:30 p.m., or go to our webpage, OCCTV.org, and click on Programs. I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Dave Kenny. Each week, catch us on Minutes by Minute.
Don't miss it.
Welcome back to our final segment of Rise and Shine Yoga. I want you to straighten your legs out in front of you. Bring your hands down by your side, by your hips, with your fingers pointed towards your feet. Have your toes pulled back. Sit up nice and tall, gaze is level for Dandasana or staff pose. And open your eyes, sitting where you are. Inhale the arms up. Then exhale, we're going to fold forward and maybe bring your feet to bring your hands to your toes. If not, you can bring them to the ankle or your shin. It's called Paschimottanasana. Toes are pulled towards you. You have a flat back, so we're not like rounded or hunched over, just a flat back. Shoulders are relaxed. You should feel this behind your legs. If you feel it near your tailbone, then come out of it. We don't want to feel it there because we don't have any muscle by our tailbone. So. And gently come back up. Extend your right leg out. Bring the sole of your left foot on the inside of your right thigh. And you may want to turn your torso to face your right foot. Your right toes are pulled towards you. Take your hands, bring them behind your hips. Press yourself up. And then inhale the arms up. Then gently fold forward. Just grab your foot or your ankle or your shin. If your knee doesn't totally straighten, that's fine. If your left knee doesn't touch the mat, that's fine. And again, we should be feeling this pretty much right behind our leg, right leg. And gently come back up. Inhale the left knee up, straighten it out. Bring both legs straight. Then we'll do the other side. So bring your left leg out to the left. Bring the sole of your right foot on the inside of your left leg. And again, you may have to turn your torso to face your left toes, your left foot. Left toes are pulled towards you. Again, bring your hands behind your hips. Press yourself up. Inhale the arms up. And gently fold forward. Be grabbing your toe or your ankle or your shin. And as always, in the poses we do in yoga, you may notice, in fact, you probably will notice that one side's a little bit different than the other. And that's just the way we are. And that's what's great about yoga, is that we're always trying to strengthen both sides of our body, getting them as healthy as they can be. And gently release. Inhale your right knee up. Extend both legs straight in front of you. Keeping the left leg straight, I want you to inhale your right knee up. And bring the bottom of your right foot flat. Left toes pointing toward the sky. I want you to bring your right hand behind your right hip. We're going to inhale our left arm up. We're going to twist first to our right and take our left hand, bring it on the outside of the right knee, and bring the right knee into our chest as we twist over to the right. Again, sitting up nice and tall. Our right hand behind our hip is just on its fingertips. And breathing. And come back to center, a little counter twist to the left. Come back to center, extend your right leg straight. Inhale your left knee up. Bring your left hand behind your left hip. Inhale your right arm up. Twist first to the left. Bring your right hand on the outside of the left knee. Pull the left knee into the chest as you gently twist over to the left, sitting up nice and tall. Right toes pointed toward the sky. Left hand, you're on your fingertips. Come back to center, little counter twist over to the right. Come back to center, extend both legs straight. Make your way to lie on your back. Bring your knees into your chest, really squeeze them in. Maybe rock side to side, massaging your back. Bring your arms out to a T. Let the knees drop over to the right. And if you want, you can pick your head up, take the gaze over the left shoulder. For a spinal twist. Bring the knees and the gaze back to center. Let the knees drop to the left. And if you want, you can pick your head up, take the gaze over the right shoulder. Gently bring the knees and the gaze back to center. Hug the knees into the chest. Rock side to side. And then gently make your way up to a seated position at the front of your mat. Bring your palms together at the center of the heart. Close your eyes. Bow your chin to chest. Coming back to that intention. Thank you so much for letting me lead you in another segment of Rise and Shine Yoga. The light in me bows, shines, reflects the loving energy that is within your heart. Have a great week. And we end with Namaste.
At Oakland County Parks and Recreation, we value what you value: family relationships, community connections, good health, environmental stewardship, and economic stability. Oakland County residents and businesses have invested in preserving nearly 7,000 acres of parkland. Since 1966, 13 parks and golf courses have been acquired, maintained, and improved. Oakland County parks and facilities are made possible by millage funds supported by Oakland County residents. For a home valued at $200,000, the homeowner pays less than $25 per year to support the Oakland County parks. With every generation, families create lifelong memories at Oakland County's award-winning parks. From exciting summer escapades and stories around the campfire to brisk fall walks on wooded trails and snowy winter outings, the outdoors beckons year-round. It's time to get up, get out, and get going at the Oakland County parks. Active recreation options abound. Cross-country ski or mountain bike on tree-lined trails. Scale the rock climbing wall. Get your kicks with soccer at several sports fields. Row or paddle a boat on 4 picturesque inland lakes. It's an easy journey. Most parks are just a short drive away. A quick tip: all our parks and golf courses end in Oaks. To find your favorite, just go to DestinationOakland.com. Click to pick Oceans of Motion water parks at Red Oaks and Waterford Oaks, the Wint Nature Center at Independence Oaks, Teen Adventures, and even entertainment to go. When outdoor adventures on your list, there's fishing, beaches, boating, playgrounds, and seasonal hunting. The campgrounds at Addison Oaks and Groveland Oaks feel like being up north with plenty of recreation options. Want to get fit? Hit the trails. Oakland County Parks boasts more than 68 miles for strolling, walking, hiking and running, biking, or horseback riding. If the links are your lure, 5 golf courses, including Premier Course Lion Oaks, are conveniently located. Make Glen Oaks or White Lake Oaks your home course. Get an up-north feel at Springfield Oaks, or play a quick 9 at Red Oaks. Our recreation lineup rocks. Learn to swim. Experience an outdoor adventures camp. Take the fast track at BMX, or gain new lifelong skills. Everyone's included. Individuals with disabilities participate in dozens of adaptive opportunities, including a new fully accessible playscape, modified golf carts, and annual events.
You're watching OCTV, Oxford Community Television, serving Oxford, Addison Township, and the Village of Leonard.